This video is brought to you by AmerUSA.com, where you can screen tenants 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In this episode, we will be discussing Kentucky landlord tenant laws. The following is a summary of landlord tenant laws in the state of Kentucky as they apply to residential rental property. Topics include disclosures, withholding rent, the right to enter, security deposits, eviction, increasing rent, and more. Required disclosures. Move-in checklist. The landlord and tenant must complete a checklist before the landlord can collect a security deposit. Owner or agent information. A landlord must disclose to the tenant, in writing at or before the commencement of the tenancy, the name and address of the person authorized to manage the premises, and the owner of the premises or a person authorized to act on behalf of the owner for the purpose of service of process and for receiving notices and demands. Security deposit limit. There is no state statutory limit on security deposits. If one is collected, the landlord must disclose the financial institution where the security deposit is being held and its account number. Deadline for returning a security deposit. Kentucky requires a landlord to return a security deposit within 30 to 60 days after a tenant has moved out, depending on whether the tenant disputes any deductions. Therefore, before any deductions are to be taken, the landlord must give advance notice to the tenant. Late fees. Kentucky state law does not cover late fees. Therefore, a reasonable late fee must be spelled out in the lease agreement in order for it to be legally enforceable. Increasing rent. A written 30-day notice is required to increase rent or change the terms of a month-to-month agreement. Longer-term lease agreements must specifically address when and how much rent can be increased. Otherwise, no increase may happen during the lease. Withholding rent. If a landlord fails to comply with the rental agreement affecting health and/or safety, the tenant can notify the landlord via certified mail of his or her intention to correct the condition. The landlord needs to be informed that if the problem is not repaired within 14 days, such repairs will be made and deducted from the rent. It's important to note the repair may not be more than $100 or half the monthly rent, whichever amount is greater. Terminating tenancy and eviction. A 14-day unconditional quit notice may only be used for repeating the same material violation of the lease within 6 months of being given a cure or quit notice the first time. A 15-day conditional notice to cure or quit must be used for all other lease violations. The right to enter. Landlords must provide 2 days advance notice to enter their rental property in Kentucky. For more information, additional laws and articles can be found at AmericanLandlord.com.